Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, the amazing Tea Street. Today's mug, I am with you always. So here we go. We're going to jump in. Today's topic is important to me, and it came up in a discussion with someone who had gone someplace to receive some services and made to feel bad because they needed the services because people weren't kind to them when they were trying to serve them. And so um, they were like, I know that they thought they were doing good because they they were helping, but they were just so nasty. And I said, well, not all seed that's being sown is good seed. And there's a difference between sowing seed and sowing good seed. Because if you plant corn, corn comes. If you plant negative things come. So plant good seed. So today's process, don't skip today's topic, don't skip the process of sowing good seed. Now, in my personal life, I'm a sower. I've always been a sower. I grew up in a family because my mom sewed into people a lot. And so I learned that at my mother's knee, but I also learned how to serve people well at my mother's knee. She said, if you're not going to do it from a good place, don't do it because you do more damage if it's not from a good place. So when we're talking about sowing seeds, good morning, Miss Brown. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Charity, my little sister. If you don't do it from a good place, you shouldn't do it at all because in the end you do more damage. And so when I was talking with someone about an experience they had near Thanksgiving, and they went to some place that was supposed to be helping people and they weren't treated well, I decided that I would talk about the process of sowing good seed. What does that look like? Good morning, Melissa. Also good to see you. What does it look like to sow not just seed, but good seed? Well, the first thing we have to know is that we have to choose. Charity is a gardener. And if you plant dead seeds, nothing is going to come forward from that. So you got to choose the right seed. That's the first thing. Choose the right seeds. Every harvest, it starts with a decision. Seeds are small, but their impact, y'all, it's enormous. Just like our words, our intentions, our habits, and our thoughts have big consequences. If you sow kindness, you reap connection. If you sow discipline, you reap progress. If you sow faith, you reap resilience. If you sow love, you reap joy and you reap strong rooted relationships. The challenge is this: what seeds are we choosing intentionally or unintentionally? Every day, I look at life like you're carrying a seed bag. You got a whole bunch of seeds in this bag. And in the bag, you get to decide how you're going to plant or not plant those seeds. Every conversation, every choice, every relationship becomes soil. So you got to ask yourself, will the seed produce the harvest that I actually want 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now? Good seeds don't always feel good in the moment, but they always grow something worthwhile if it's good seeds. So the first thing that you got to do is you got to choose the right seeds. Good morning, Toya. Good morning, Crystal. You got to choose the right seeds. That's the first thing. The second thing that you've got to do is you've got to plant in the right soil and at the right time. You can't plant the wrong seeds at the wrong time. I learned this from my friends who are gardeners, that you can't plant certain things in certain seasons if you expect them to come forward and produce whatever it is they're supposed to produce. This summer, y'all had good vegetation because my girl Charity knew when to plant the greens so that I could cook some collards. She knew when to plant the onions and the peppers and all the things that came out of her rich garden. So the timing is as important as anything else. Plant in the right soil and at the right time. The challenge is even good seeds struggle in unhealthy environments. If you plant your dreams in negativity, constant comparison to other people, or in unhealthy relationships, they will suffocate. I'm going to look you dead in your eye. They will suffocate before they sprout. Sowing good seeds means being wise about where you invest your energy, who gets access to your emotions. Y'all, everybody doesn't get access to the deep recesses of who you are because everybody's intentions around you are not always good. What conversations shape your mindset? When people start off with the negative and what's wrong, y'all, I immediately shut them out because my mindset is kingdom bound. And so I just don't have the energy to entertain that because I know that I'm becoming soil that they're planting this negative seed in. I don't want to be that kind of soil, just like I don't want to be a negative seed. Which environments nurture your calling? Those are the things you got to ask yourself. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is replant yourself. Move from soil that drains you to soil that feeds you. And remember, seeds don't grow overnight. You can't microwave a harvest, y'all. There's a season to plant and a season to wait. I always talk about don't skip the process. Here I will say to you, don't rush the process. Don't uproot what is growing just because it hasn't sprouted yet. Good seeds planted in good soil will grow. Just give them time. Give them the time that they deserve. The third thing you got to do, you just got to do it. I think I messed that one up, that screen, but it's protect the seeds until it becomes a harvest. Protect the seed until it becomes a harvest. Once you plant seeds, the work isn't over. You have to protect the process. Every seed faces threats. If you've ever planted something, y'all, all of a sudden here come the bugs, here come the underground things that are coming. I'm not a gardener, but I've seen it happen. My mom was a gardener in our lives. Here's what happens. The moment the seeds, good seeds are planted, distractions take place. Y'all, when I tell you because of my ADHD, every time I was on this journey to Sunday, I had so many distractions in my life and I had to get focused. Doubt started to arise. I don't know if people heard it, but somebody was praying against the doubt that I've had. Discouragement happens. Old habits creep up. Impatience. Y'all, I told y'all, I don't ask God for patience because the stuff that it takes to produce patience, I don't want it. But you got to protect your seeds by watering them with consistency and surrounding them with accountability. If people say they love you and they don't hold you accountable, that ain't love. Shielding them from things that want to steal their growth. Sometimes the biggest enemy to your harvest is a voice that said, this isn't working. But remember, growth is happening underground long before you see it above ground. So I came by here today to tell somebody, don't skip the process of sowing good seed. And the process is simple, y'all. It's choose the right seeds, plant it in the right soil and at the right time. And the third one I messed up on the screen, but it's protect the seed until it becomes a harvest. I don't know who needed this morning. Good morning, Erica. I'm going to go back and say good morning to people that I missed. Good morning, Miss Teresa. Good morning, Erica. Good morning, Toya. Good morning, Elder Faith. Good morning, Deaconess Rhonda. I came by here to tell somebody today, y'all, don't be out. Good morning, Yvette. Don't be out there planting seeds just for the sake of planting seeds. Be out there planting good seeds because if we plant it in good soil, y'all, in due time, it will produce much fruit. I'm the amazing T Street, but y'all already know there's absolutely positively nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. So today, go out there and sow some good seed. Have an amazing day.